morning and welcome back to 2-Minute Tech Tuesday. Today we are going to be continuing on with our series on Notebook LM, and we are going to be discussing some great research tools that you can utilize within the program to help you develop some lesson plans or unit plans, or just to make sense of some of the research that you are currently doing. So this is a great tool for teachers, but can also be used for students. You'll recall that last time we talked about the overview of the workspace of Notebook LM. We uploaded some sources. We utilized the chat bot in order to ask some questions of our sources. And then we saved our chat over here into our notes. Just a quick reminder, the beauty of Notebook LM is that it is only utilizing vetted sources that you have chosen. So these sources can be videos, websites, they can be notes that you have taken on a book that you have read on the topic. It could also be handwritten notes that outline a layout for your lesson plan. Any of those items can be uploaded into your notebook. The notebook does not train, and it also does not go to the internet to find additional sources. It's only working with the sources that you have here. So just a quick little reminder, you can always add sources here, and this is where the chat is, and this is our studio. So today, the item that we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at the mind map. Now, when you click over in the studio, you're going to see that there's a bunch of additional items that can be used alongside with your chatbot. So when we click on the mind map, it's essentially going to generate a brainstorming web, and it's only going to be based on the sources that you have uploaded. So it's going to break them down into the key topics. So here is our sort of mind map. We're starting with our basic item, the Civil War spies and espionage, and it's breaking it down into 4 different items. Now, this is all coming from your sources, so you can utilize this to organize your thoughts on your sources, to maybe break down the different sections for a lesson plan or even a unit plan. So you'll see once you have this item, if it has a little like sort of continue, you'll see it breaks it down even further. So role of women spies, and we're going to see it's broken down into these 4 sections, and I can continue on until these critical items. So if, let's say, I'm really interested in the sophisticated spy ring, right? So I can click on that, and what it's going to do is it's going to create a question in the chat box that's going to ask it to discuss what the sources say about this item, and they've used this person here as well, as who is one of the spies. So you're going to see it's going to answer the question, and of course it's going to give us our sources, so we can always click on these sources to open up that source and to see where they're finding that information, just so that we can check the sources and make sure that they're taking it in the proper context. So that has broken it down for us, and remember, we can always save this as a note if we want to, and that will put it over here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use these sources to create a lesson plan. So what I have done is I have actually gone, since we're a Schlechte school, I've gone and found an article about the levels of student engagement, and I'm going to add that article to my notebook. So I'm just going to upload the website. Okay, and it's just going to add this in here, because what I want to do when I make my lesson plan is I want it to incorporate these different levels of student engagement within the lesson plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my prompt now. And remember, this is for 7th grade students, and I'm just instructing it to follow the levels of student engagement and to include a project within the lesson. So I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to continue to work through these sources. Remember, it's only looking at the sources that are here as it's moving through this creation of this lesson plan. It's not looking on the internet or anything like that. So you're going to see our lesson plan is the Double Lives of Civil War Spies, which is really focusing on these 2 female spies. It's 90 minutes. It's telling us what our learning target is and what the key concepts are. It's giving us an opening and instruction. It's citing our sources here. as far as what those openings are going to be. And it's also going to give you the engagement level focus. So we have ritual compliance and engagement over here, strategic compliance on this one, right? So here's an activity SPY profile deep dive. You can see it's giving us a description of this and telling you how long it's going to take. Think, pair, share, SPY motivations, compass points, SPY strategies, and then it's going to give us our phase 3, which is going to be our project. And this is going to be the SPY network challenge. And it's created this kind of project through us. And the activity involves creative problem solving and applying learned concepts in a hands-on setting. So it's telling us what the engagement level focus is. So this is a really great overview. There's even a closing and reflection section. And so we're seeing this interesting lesson plan created for us. Now, additionally, we can add a bunch of other sources and create an entire unit where this is just one lesson in the unit, and it can do that for you as well. Of course, you want to read through the information and make sure that everything matches with your goals, but sometimes, especially if we have never taught a lesson before, we might really be interested in doing something, but we know that it's going to take us a lot of time to develop all of the resources for that project. And this is a great way to kind of get a starting point, an opening idea, and also to have a thought partner in the process, especially as you saw I added in that sort of Schlechte element to it. Remember, save your note over there, and then it will be right there so that you can grab this lesson when you need it. So there's your lesson plan, okay? So you can put as many notes as you want into this item. Now, next time, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at notes, study guides, and flashcards as additional elements that we can create and share out to our students based on our notebook that we have used to sort of deep dive and research.